we're streaming.
My hair's all messy.
That's okay. You know, I doubt that a single person in the chat today is going to hop in and say, Mark, I love you, but your hair is messy. Hey,
wrong.
do we have a mic? Oh.
Tell us if you can hear us.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't we usually have like a bigger mic? We have changed everything this week. So let us know if you can hear us okay. You guys can't tell because everything back here looks exactly the same. However, Mark and I have switched desks. This is normally where his desk and all his stuff is. And now his desk is over there where my desk used to be, and my desk is the one that we stream from because that makes more sense, right? But we used to have a really big, awesome, fancy mic that hung over top of us. Actually, we used to use this mic right here.
But it pooped out on us.
Yeah, it's been pooping out, so we gotta...
I did my research, and as you know, y'all, I'm a musician. So I did my music research, and I bought us some pro-level gear. But I don't have the stuff on her computer yet. So technically, we're streaming from my computer over there in front of her computer over here.
Because the webcam's hooked into my computer,
No,
but...
isn't. It's hooked into my computer.
Oh.
That's why it's over there.
Oh.
But the webcam's over here.
But it's over there.
But it's over there.
But it's over here. So, for those who are hanging out with us, we kind of chill out for the first 10 minutes of every video and share news and updates and all that fun stuff. And then we are going to get into a super fun topic. I understand if y'all are tired. Y'all, it's been a crazy season because, you know, Etsy sales for us have been insane. We have been packing orders pretty much every single day for the last 2 weeks, and we've got the last haul going out today.
Yes, and we're so over it for the moment.
You know, it's like when you hit this, and I know that some of you are going to say, oh, Starla, you should be grateful.
And I'm going to go get some water.
Oh, water, thank you. I know some of you are going to say, oh, Starla, you shouldn't be stingy. You shouldn't. Some of us really wish we had those sales, but I'm to the point now where when I get that cha-ching, I'm just like, not another one. Like, it's crazy. I'm ready for like a break. I'm ready for those few weeks before Christmas, those like 2 weeks when the orders slow down. I'd like to start planning my next product line for spring. And I definitely am excited for a much needed break from shipping orders. It's not, you know, anything other than the gift wrapping. I think it's the gift wrapping that like drives me the most crazy because I get exhausted after doing, you know, I think that we sent out, I had to have at least gift wrapped over 200 because we usually will do more than one gift wrap bundle in a package. So it's been crazy. Good morning from Wisconsin. Yay, tech stuff. Hi guys. Good morning from California. We were in California for quite some time. Now we are in cold Ohio. Happy holidays. Did you get TikTok yet? No, I'm so busy. I'm going to though. I know that everyone's like waiting for me to. I'm like to the point where the last few days of Handmade Alpha Academy enrollment, which that is closed now. It was open from the 1st to the 10th. Now you guys got to wait for 6 months if you want in. But we were just pulling all-nighters, and there was one night that Nate and Mark stayed up all night, and then they had to sleep through the day. Nate's been pulling all-nighters. He came over, was that 2 days ago?
I'm not sure, but you want to scoot a little bit.
He came over like 2 days ago and slept on our couch all day. He just came over and just ended up passing out. So it's been crazy, but finally everything's back to normal. We're back to the calm. Everything is so much easier now. Now it's just getting through our very last haul of holiday orders. And then it's time to spend all of our happy fun time with our current Handmade Alpha Academy students and do more Friday live streams. So yeah, feeling burned out. Yes.
Yes, very much so.
Let's see. I was so excited. I had 10 to 15 sales over the week of Black Friday. My best year ever. That is absolutely awesome. We heard so many success stories from people who followed the holiday training series that we created and people who did the double dip sale. So if you guys have success stories from it, be sure to share those with us, because that makes it worth it for us to do it again next year and continue making holiday series.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes us feel good. It makes us know that we're doing the right thing. Let's see. Made it. Made it. Freezing in Indiana. Probably just as cold as it is here. You're right next door. Good morning from Michigan. Hello, Cynthia. Minnesota. Hello, Alphas. Good morning.
My first email subscriber. Congratulations.
Ooh, that first one, they will be your biggest fan, and be sure to talk to them like a person. And even when you have like 100 email list subscribers or 1,000, or I think I've got like 10,000 now. Just make sure that you're talking to them like you are writing an email to your best friend in the whole wide world. Make it personal and make sure that you're engaging with them in a really fun way. Let's see. And they even left me a 5-star review. Then they are your best customer. I was so busy I couldn't even do a sale. That is an awesome problem to have. And it means that you sold stuff at full price, right? Let's see. The holiday training series was definitely a huge help. Yay. We'll replace that series with something for like spring. We're trying to decide what type of series to do next. We gotta put on our thinky things and think about it. What else we got? Oh, thank you.
I'm going to adjust this a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, so much better.
Much better.
I can actually see now. Let's see. I believe I had 35 sales from Black Friday and only open 2 months. Cynthia, we knew that you were going to do awesome, though, just because you have an awesome following right now who absolutely loves you. Let's see. I appreciated the training. Did my first double dip. Only had about 150 email subscribers, but got 1 sale from the VIP coupon. And that's not bad. That's not terrible. And because you know how it works, you'll be able to keep perfecting it. If you guys did a sale this year and it didn't do well, that's a good indicator that you need to change up the method a little bit. So never consider it as a failure. Always make sure that you're looking at the positives, seeing what you can learn from it, and improving from next year. But 1 sale is still reason to celebrate. So don't feel like that's a bad thing.
Colleen says, Mark is here today.
Mark is here.
I am here.
The reason that he hasn't been here on the interviews is we have the square in the corner of the screen for our guests.
Space.
Yeah, he would have like, if we had, we'll say Amber Marie on, it would be Amber Marie's head and Mark's body. And I I would like to see that. That might be funny to see, but
That might be funny.
That might be funny to see, yes. Let's see. I've been writing research papers all semester, so I just now have time for my shop. Should I skip New Year's and start prep for Valentine's Day? I would. It's too late to release anything for New Year's.
Oh yeah, way too late.
Yeah, you need to.
By the time you actually get it released, start making sales and ship things, it'll be too late to get things there on time.
Mm-hmm.
Shipping pretty much grinds to a halt on like
And
Christmas Eve, and then from there on out, nothing is going to show up.
Not to mention, you don't have enough time to market anything. You need a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like
a few months.
I do collections once a season, so 4 a year. All right, guys, we are going to be talking today about 5 painless ways to say no to customers, as well as a couple little additional tips. So, Mr. Moore, I just remembered that I put all of my tips into Trello. Would you mind pulling up Trello anywhere where it is most convenient to you? Thank you. I appreciate it. This'n. Oh, wait, no, I'm wrong. Go back. This'n. Right there. That and right there. And scroll down. If you guys don't know what Trello is, be sure to watch my holiday training series, because I'll teach you how to organize your own marketing. Not this one, but the one above it.
This?
Nope, not that one, but the one above it. That one. There we go. Okay, so now that we're on screen, because I do need notes, we are going to be talking about 5 ways to painlessly say no to your customers, because it is a very, very, very busy season right now, and we are down to the wire in terms of shipping deadlines and what you guys are going to be able to accomplish over the next few weeks. we're right at the end, unfortunately. So right now is about the time when we need to be considering when we're going to stop shipping orders if you haven't already. If you don't have those notices up in your shop, you need to make sure that you have all of your deadlines listed. That's fine. I can see it just fine. But basically, there are going to be occasions when you need to say no, and not just for the holidays, but year round. There are going to be times when you're too busy or you just don't have the capabilities. Some of the biggest no's that we have to say like no to, people will place orders, and then in my personal or personalization box where they're supposed to tell me the color of the rose that they want on their key, they'll type in like they think that it's an engraving, even though it specifically says that it's not. Or we get questions after someone's placed an order about, hey, uh, thanks for making this. Can you make it say this? Can you engrave this on the back? And, first of all, don't place an order and then ask me to engrave it, because if I offered engraving, I'd probably charge for it. And secondly, don't assume that I do that when it's nowhere in my shop, right? So there are going to be occasions like this all year when you need to be able to say no, sometimes after someone has placed an order, which makes it even harder. What other requests do we get that we have to say no to a lot? I know we get a lot. Custom orders.
People asking to get money off if they don't accept the free chain that we give with the keys. That's another pretty common one.
Oh, yes.
Hey, can I get a discount if I say that I don't want the free chain?
Well, a lot of times they don't know that because we have chain upgrades. So 3 options are free. We have 2 vegan leather options and a leather option.
It's heavily implied in the fact that there's no extra cost in the option.
Right. And then the chains, the actual sterling and bronze chains, are $2 extra.
That's all right. I mean, I could see how somebody could get confused.
Right. They think that those are the added costs, but a lot of the times we'll get a message that says, "Oh, can I get this without the chain and get a discount?" And I'm like, "Well, if you choose one of the free options, vegan leather or cord, then there won't be any extra." So we have that happen a lot as well. And then custom orders. I used to take custom orders. I just don't have the time, nor is it profitable for me anymore. So I no longer accept custom orders unless it's like a very specific circumstance.
Same thing with auctions. We don't do auctions anymore.
No,
unless it's for like charity or something like that.
I did the colored keys. I did an auction. A lot of the times we get requests for, like, people say, could you do a collection based around like Game of Thrones, or can you do a whole collection based on this book that I like, or this video game? We get a lot of requests like that, which we can't do. We get a lot of requests that we have to say no to.
The Witcher.
Yeah, so
I was excited for that to come out. Any Witcher fans out there ready for the TV show? I'm so excited.
He's so excited for it. That's all you guys are gonna hear about forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like replacement for Game of Thrones.
I think it's gonna kick Game of Thrones' ass, is what I think.
I don't know. We started watching his Dark Materials last night. And
that's pretty good too.
Because I didn't read the books, but I did see the original Golden Compass, which I heard didn't compare to the books. But all right.
Did you just troll me, Amber? Is that what happened?
What?
No one's in the doorway.
Don't spook me like that. What is she looking?
I think she's seeing my military hat.
That's not a doorway. It's
that would be the hat that I wore in the military on top of my litho.
You scared me. That's the last thing I want to hear when I'm on a live stream in a dark room.
I don't think I've ever showed them my litho, have I?
No, go ahead and grab it, and then we're gonna get Scootin'.
Oh, like we don't have an hour.
I know, darn it. All right, so
it's what my unit, when I separated from the Air Force, made me.
Yeah, they all signed it.
They all signed it, and I was Air Force Intelligence, so it's got the gauntleted hand holding the earth.
So it's not a creepy scarecrow man.
No, it's definitely not. It's just a litho.
It's not a creepy creeper coming to creep us. It's just
Now I have to figure out how to get it back on the wall. I'll do that.
Yeah, do it after this stream. All right, so we're only 6 minutes behind. We're fine. Air Force Intelligence. Woo! Much better than a scarecrow. So, saying no to customers, my first tip to saying no to customers is to not say the word no at all. I never ever ever say the word no to a customer. Those words never ever, I don't want to say come out of my mouth because I'm typing them, but I never put no in any of my correspondences. There are ways to say no without saying no, but you need to eliminate no from your vocabulary altogether. And then we're going to talk about some alternatives to do that. But if you're taking notes, I hope that you are, make sure that you write down never say no to a customer, the word no. Always use a positive framing instead. There are ways to frame these responses in a positive way that isn't going to leave the customer feeling really silly, because that's the last thing you want. Even if we get, a question where the customer asks something, and I mean, everybody gets dumb questions. It's totally normal to get like a dumb question, but you don't want your customer to feel bad. You don't want to make them feel embarrassed. They don't know, they don't understand, and it's only a dumb question because you know the answer to it, right? But there's no such things as dumb questions unless it's something like completely obscure, like
Yeah, no, I disagree with that. There are dumb questions out there, but
yeah.
in most cases, there are no dumb questions.
Well, I guess when I sell a $15 key and someone asks me if it's solid gold, I guess that's not a. But maybe they just don't know about metal. They're just dumb about metal, but maybe they are super smart about something else. You never know. So always frame it in a positive way. I'm going to have some examples for you in just a minute. And here's another really good one. If you know already when you read a question from a customer, if you know that your answer is going to be no, it's better to disappoint them initially by just letting them know that the answer will be no, rather than trying to complete the order and either messing it up or not being able to create it to their specifications or not being able to ship it in time. Like if someone placed a custom order right now and they needed it by Christmas and you were, not 100% sure if you'd be able to do it, but you go ahead and you say yes and you spend all these sleepless nights trying to get it done and you ship it out and it still arrives late and then you get a bad review for it, even though you put in all that effort, it's not even worth it for the money that you've made at that point. Or what if they, request a refund for it and you put all of that time in that you could have been spending like with your kids? I hear horror stories like that all the time. I don't think we've ever had a problem customer like that, but I've heard enough stories from the alphas. Do not let him up there.
Go on, buddy.
So let's see.
Can't be on that one.
My daughter was was an Air Force intelligence officer. There are so many rude Etsy sellers on other Facebook pages I'm on. I'm baffled how rude they are. They show screenshots. I'm like, oh yeah, and just so you guys are aware, if you guys ever need like advice about things, we're okay. If you're like, hey, this is what a customer sent me, if you blur out their name and you are honestly looking for feedback on how to respond, we're okay with that. But in our group, that is like reason for immediate removal in our group. If it's like, haha, look how dumb this customer is, look how stupid they are about what they said,
don't do that.
Yeah, we will remove you from our group.
We like promoting positivity.
Yeah, and we pretty much delete everything that isn't positive. So yeah, and I see it in other Etsy groups too. If you guys ever like have if there's anything that ever goes on in other Etsy groups that you're afraid is going to seep into ours, or that you don't like about Etsy groups, always let us know, because we try to make sure that our group is different than these groups that just spam constantly and self-promotion and yada yada. So we try to kind of stand apart a little bit. Let's see. I get asked a lot locally about doing jewelry repair. I did it a few times. Now I say no. I said that this is my fun side business. I don't like doing jewelry repair. Yeah, and make sure that you, like I said, frame it in a positive way. There's lots of positive ways to frame it, such as, as much as I would love to, as much as I really love what I do, unfortunately, I don't have the time right now, and I would be afraid that I would end up messing up your jewelry rather than repairing it. There's so many ways that you can do that.
ODR's hitting hard in other groups. Yeah.
Yep, I've been seeing all the ODR stuff. We are not, what we've pretty much heard is that the ODR panic, that nothing's really changed. It's not anything new by Etsy. It's the same rule that they've always had. They've just published it.
They're probably excuse me, they're probably going to make a better attempt to enforce it. But I don't think you can't get a good impression of something when it's written in text. You don't know like what the writer or the people running the website meant, like their intention and how they would say that in their own head when they were writing it out. I don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to be. And if it is a newer thing, it's still gonna need bug testing and stuff before anything actually goes wrong, or before they fix the stuff that goes wrong. So don't go nowhere. Stick around for it.
Another topic, another time. We haven't done enough research on it, but I'm sure that we'll talk about it pretty soon. And, you guys know that we don't talk about things until we're able to actually tell you something about it. And right now, we don't know a whole lot about it. So we'll keep you guys posted. But back to where we were. Where were we? Okay, so, and then another big one that we always get in my own shop is customers messaging us with ideas. Hey, have you thought about doing this? Hey, if you made this, I just know it would sell. Hey, I really like this, this, and this. Can you make a whole collection about these things that I and only I am interested in? And a lot of the times your customers aren't always right. They'll suggest things that they want to see, and then they will never ever buy those things. And we've had that happen countless times.
You are the ones running your shop for 10, 16 hours a day. They aren't. You're the ones sitting down, doing the research, finding your target markets, designing your products, selling your products, figuring out shipping to different places in the world, figuring out what people like in different places, what different niches would like to attach to your products. They aren't. They're just interested in what they're interested in, and they think that it's a good idea for you to make one.
And they are one person.
Yeah, and if you make custom stuff, maybe make them one. You maybe give it a shot, but
right. We had, and we still have them in my shop. I've sold 2. Before, let's see, it was right when we moved back to Ohio. We had someone who had been pushing for us to make football keys. And I always use this story because the football keys are still in my shop. I make fantasy themed key necklaces, but somebody said, oh, these would be a hit. Football keys, keys with little football players, and we can customize with our kids' birthstones. And I did it, and they never sold. So they're still there. It's not always a good idea to listen to every single thing that your customers request, unless you host a poll and you notice a majority vote for one specific thing. But even if you can't use an idea, here's where the magic comes in. They'll feel really special if you say something like, thanks for the idea. I don't know when I'll be able to do this, but I'll definitely put it into consideration. Or, oh, thanks, I'll jot this down for later. Just letting them know that they're being heard will make them feel super duper special, because the last thing that someone wants is to feel like they've had a great idea and feel like they're being really helpful to you, and they care about you as a business, and they really want to throw you a bone with their brilliant idea, and then it gets rejected. So, and also, not responding to messages like that doesn't really help you much either. So it's really good to reply and just tell them that you're considering it, you saved it, and thank them for offering to help. So, all right, we have 5 little tips for you, but let's catch up on.
We had one question. I had an international customer who didn't track her package, which was then returned. She asked for a refund, and I gave it to her, though I didn't want to. How could have I told her no?
Didn't it was returned to you?
Yes.
If you have the item,
he doesn't. She returned the package to him, but didn't get tracking, and he refunded her anyway.
David, honestly, I would have done the same thing though. Quit doing that because you're shaking the camera.
Oh, my bad.
I really don't. It's hard to say, because I would have done exactly what you did. And what you did was create someone who left with a great impression, someone who isn't going to leave a bad review.
Yep.
And maybe if they decide that they want to buy something in the future, they'll come back to you. So I would have done the exact same thing. I don't think I would have done it any differently.
I think it just depends on the price of the item, honestly. Because I mean, with our stuff, it's not a big deal because it's like $50. But if you're selling like $1,000 items, it might be a little different. But in most cases, refunding them is the better thing to do anyway.
Right. And I mean, something else you could have done is just continuously update her and say, hey, I I've been checking the mail. I've checked the mail today. Still nothing. I'll keep you posted, and I'll process your refund right when it arrives. And then,
Damage control.
and then a week later, hey, just a little update. Still haven't received your package. I was just checking, one more time to see if you had gotten any tracking, or maybe you could call your post office to see if you can get any updates. Unfortunately, because I didn't ship the package, you're the one who shipped it, so you're the one who would have to track it down. The post office isn't going to tell me anything. Maybe check your receipt and see if there's a tracking number on there. And just once a week ask for an update, and tell her, well, unfortunately I cannot process your refund until the order arrives. I'm diligently watching my mailbox. I promise I'll let you know right when it does. And then maybe try to offer her some resolution. Say, here's a phone number that you can call. Here are all your options that you could try. Just show her that you're on her side.
Because here's the thing: there's a lot of crappy people out there, but like people that would try to scam you and whatnot. But there are more good people out there than there are bad. So making assumptions is never what you want to do in business. Never make assumptions.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's been on demand, so I lost money. It doesn't get if it doesn't get returned to me, but I didn't want a bad review. Exactly.
And you got to consider
in
that
the long run, a bad review is going to do more damage than you losing a few dollars.
Yeah, that's true. The good reviews, I think, are worth a lot more than your products in monetary value, because what they do is they stand as a testament to hundreds of other people who could potentially buy. Even having that, that one really, really bad 1-star review where that person just hates your guts, that is catastrophic in comparison to refunding. Our cats. It's like in December in particular. Remember last year during
That's why Bubbers is acting like an ass, running around and trying to jump on stuff, because he's all stressed out because she's freaking him out.
Yeah, one cat's in heat, one cat's upset that the other cat's in heat, and it's just a little crazy. Apparently you can't spay cats in the winter, or you're not supposed to.
How do you message all your customers with swipe files and keeping up with it? I'm JW, so I can use the tip.
Put them in your Etsy snippets. It makes it a little bit easier. Your Etsy snippets you'll be able to save them in there. All right, let's go ahead and get on to our
I already got the tree.
Oh man, I got.
That's why we use a fake tree, and it's broke on the bottom, and we have to force it to stay where it is.
Yeah, we're not gonna get a new one this year until
because the cats will just break it.
Yeah, we're going to wait till next year. All right, so let's talk about my 5 tips that I have for you today that you can hopefully use in your own communications with your customers. And if you're taking notes, we're going to highlight these. Our tips are concern. Number 1, concern. Number 2, empathy. Number 3, options. Number 4, alternatives. And number 5, consideration. And we're going to go over those all in depth here in just a second. Lots of people still talking about Christmas trees. I hung my tree from the
ceiling. A lot of people are doing that.
So, tip number 1, concern. This is how you're going to show your customers that despite the fact you cannot complete your order, you are concerned. It isn't that you don't want to, it's that you're concerned that you're not going to be able to do what they would need you to do. So my little example that I've written out, and here, you know what, I will paste it into...
I got you.
Okay.
I got you, so you don't gotta...
Yeah, we'll paste them into the chat. Just one concern. There we go. Unfortunately, this is just an example. You can add whatever you want in here. Unfortunately, due to a busy holiday schedule, I fear that I won't be able to dedicate the time a special request like this truly deserves. Keywords here, dedicate the time, special request, truly deserves. You're showing this customer that you would love to be able to do this, but you don't feel like you would be able to complete something that is so special, and you don't want to mess it up because they deserve so much more than that, right? So they are going to thank you as opposed to being upset that you can't do it. They're going to actually thank you for being honest with them and telling them that, okay, your request is so special. I don't feel like I would be able to complete this request without messing it up and completely, screwing up this amazing vision that you, the customer, have created. So that is a positive way to frame it. You can use this for shipping. You could use it for a custom order. You could do it for someone wanting a lot of items and you just know that you're not going to be able to get that many items out to them. So say no. Don't say no.
Don't say no.
That's one of our tips. Don't say no. Frame no in a different way, but don't use the words no. We're going to avoid using no, and we're going to give you guys more tips on how to say no without actually saying no.
No's a no word.
No's a no word. So no tip number 1, don't say no, concern. Tip number 2 is empathy. Wait, not yet.
I'm a woman.
Not yet. I'm not ready. Empathy. Show them empathy. Tell them how, you feel. Tell them that you understand how they feel. Make sure that they know that you're a person and that you're listening. Sometimes all customers want to know is that you're listening, that their voice is being heard. So this is going to be an example of that. Okay, you can go ahead and post it now. Number 2 is empathy. I completely understand. And as much as I wish that I could, due to the time that it would take to create, process, and package my items, I sadly cannot provide rush shipping. So rush shipping is the example in this frame, but obviously you could change that to, I couldn't, create this custom order for you. I couldn't create 10 of these items for you. There are a million ways to apply empathy, but make sure that you're telling them that you understand. I understand how amazing that would be, but unfortunately, I can't complete that request due to this, and this. So showing them empathy, showing them that you understand, showing them that you can relate to them, showing them that you can identify with the problem that they're having, but letting them know that there unfortunately is no possible way that you can do what they're asking. So number 3 is providing options. Maybe you can't do what they want. However, you might be able to provide them with options A, B, or C in place. So let's go ahead and post that one. Options. I sadly cannot blank. I sadly cannot ship your order tomorrow. I sadly cannot accept a custom order right now. However, I can provide you with this, or this. Sadly, I cannot refund your order until it arrives back to me. However, I can do this, or this. I can go ahead and ship you another one. I can, keep you updated on when it arrives. I can call the post office for you and try to resolve the issue. There are a number of different options that you can give them in the event that this happens. A lot of the times what will happen, like if a customer says that their order never arrives, I'll give them the options of, okay, I can either replace your order with a key of equal value, or I can recreate the key that you chose, and it'll take a little bit longer because I need to recreate it, or I can go ahead and refund your full order. Let me know which of the 3 options would work best for you. And they love having options because they still feel like they have a little bit of control in that final decision making. So providing options is always a great option. Let's see, I would like to use the word, I would use the word unable instead of can't. That's another good one too, using unable in place of can't.
You really, in general, shouldn't use the word can't. It seems unprofessional. If you're gonna go at that, just say cannot.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay, number 4. I keep losing my place. Number 4 is consideration. This one kind of ties into.
No, number 4.
That's what I just said. Oh,
you said alternative. You said consideration.
Whoopsie. That's coming next. It's alternatives. Can you guys tell that we're like lagged today? We probably seem like we're not 100% yet. We're still recovering from all this holiday craziness. Number 4 is alternatives, not consideration. That's number 5. Number 4, alternatives. At this time, I personally cannot blank. However, I do know of someone who may be up for the challenge. Their shop is blank. So this might be an opportunity for you to plug another alpha, or a shop owner that you know. Or if it's a crazy request that, is going to be a headache, you could just pass it off on a competitor and drive them crazy. I've done that.
Yeah.
Is that a really dirty thing to do when someone's like,
"Oh, it's a busy time of year. Yeah.
I want this, and I want it covered in gold, and I want it to have 6 real diamonds on it, and I want it to have 7 dragon heads all coming out, and I want every single dragon head to have a different expression, and each of the dragon heads is going to be an element." And I know that there's only 5 elements, but I've made 2 up. One of them, like, we get crazy requests like that, and I'm like, oh, that is an amazing idea. I can totally picture it in my head, but unfortunately, I don't feel like I would be able to complete this amazing vision that you've created. But I do know another key creator. Let me get you their link, and maybe you can ask them if they would be willing to create it for you. And of course, they're just like, oh, thank you.
Sometimes they come back, though. We have had that happen a couple of times. We're like, they told me they couldn't make it. Can you make it?
No, or they'll say, they told me they can't make it. Okay, I've revised my idea a little bit. I'm like,
here, I've made it more complicated for you.
Normally they make it simpler, and we've actually had them bounce to a competitor and then bounce right back to us because the competitor was way crappier with them than we were. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, well, let me see how I can help you. And then I offer them options. Then we go back to options, and I say, okay, well, I can't do that, but I can do 1 dragon with a Swarovski crystal instead of a diamond, and I can't do real gold, but I can do a gold tone, and it'll be significantly cheaper than if it was real gold. So, are the animals just running around
Bubbers
behind
chased
us?
Amy, like just through our little gap here.
But if there's like a request that seems relatively simple, that you just can't do, for some reason, it's just not something that you do, don't ever hesitate to post in the alpha group and say, hey, I've got this customer who is ready to buy, money in hand, but I do not make what she's asking for. Does anyone make this? Are there any alphas that I could help, and share their link? We're going to have to just not have them in the basement when we stream.
He just knocked down like 15 decorations off of his desk.
Oh, man.
Guess who's going upstairs?
Take all of them.
Bubbers is.
Goodbye, Bubbers. We love you. This is like every stream. Last year we did a December webinar, and there was a Christmas tree back here. And Bubbers decided to climb it and knocked it down in the middle of the webinar. And I'd forgotten about it until this year when everyone brought it up. So, okay. Let's go to our last tip, and then let's get to questions. This has been the craziest Q&A that we've had in a long time. It's because all of our past Q&As have been so seamless. We had to have like 1 in a month. Every month we have one that's just crazy. All right, tip number 5. Oh, you taking? Yeah, just take them all the animals. Okay, Amy, you can stay. Tip number 5 is consideration. I will copy that, Mr. Moore. I'll take care of the pasting for you. You can enter it when I'm ready. I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready.
Too bad.
Tip number 5 is consideration. Unfortunately, I don't currently have plans to do X, Y, or Z, but I definitely appreciate the idea, and I'll write it down for the future. Ooh, unfortunately, I don't currently have plans to make a collection of football-themed keys, but I will write that idea down, and I will save it for the future. Unfortunately, I don't have plans to offer my keys in solid gold, but that is such a great idea. I will write it down, and I will save it for the future,
I'm fixing your decorations here.
What are you doing?
Putting the candle back in.
Don't worry about it. It's never in its place. Just set it up there. You're making noise. You're upsetting them.
I think they'll be okay.
You're upsetting them. Tell her. Tell her. Tell him.
Tell her.
Tell her. Guys, tell her that she's upsetting you.
Careful, it's 2019.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Channel shut down.
I don't want to get my channel shut down. You guys know what I mean. It's a complicated day. We're tired. Consideration. And that kind of ties into our initial tip of, even if you can't use an idea, show a little bit of empathy and make that customer feel special just for submitting the idea, even if it's something that you know that you'll never use. Don't tell them, hey, that's a crappy idea. I'm never going to do that. Your ideas are terrible. Don't ever submit ideas to me again. And obviously none of us would do that, but I've seen Etsy sellers who will say things like, oh, yeah, that's not really our thing here. That doesn't really fit our vision. There are way nicer ways to say that. So, all right. I'm on Mark's side.
They usually are.
I know. Here's the thing. You know what we should do? We should just have Friday Q&A with just Mark, and I'll just stay out. See how long they like just Mark.
I'm the tech guy.
There's got to be the balance. There's got to be the happy and kind of crazy. And then
I don't have that.
And then stormy storm sad cloud.
What?
I don't know.
I'm just here for when she takes drinks and stuff, so there's no quiet time.
That's true.
I take it back 50%. It's too late.
50%. It's too late.
Once you go, Mark, you can't go back.
You get Q&A with Mark. He's going to teach you all about video games and guitar.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Let us know if you have questions. We are going to hang out with you guys for about 30 minutes because we had a quick topic today. So, Angela, so I've been working with a lady for a few months now. No end to the customization in sight. How do I say it? Sorry, I don't think this can happen.
Exactly like that.
I would say, we have been communicating now for a couple weeks, and I'm really, really concerned that I'm not going to be able to create this order to your specifications. And your order deserves a lot of care and commitment and time. And I'm very afraid that I'm not going to be able to truly capture your vision. And then maybe suggest someone else. That's what I would do. I would let them know that, you're worried that you won't be able to make them happy, because what they want is to be happy. And if they're worried that you're not going to make them happy, they're going to take your advice first and foremost, and then they're going to either find someone else or take your suggestion to find someone else, or they're going to settle for something that they've suggested and stop trying to change options on you. Or give them a number of customizations. Throw that in your listings. I will offer 5 alterations for free. However, any alterations above 5, I will require a down payment. This one might be good for artwork or, any jewelry that you constantly have to change.
Pretty much anything that you have to pre-buy supplies to put together. Like stuff that if you don't already have everything on hand.
Right.
It's fine to do a pre-charge.
Exactly.
I had my shop setting on no refunds with the suggested options. I refunded anyway. Then they left a factually untrue rating. This was after several messages back and forth, and I thought all was well. Yeah, that happens, but you really shouldn't be a no refunds kind of shop anyway.
Yeah. But she provided a refund. So there's 2 things to really look at here. Was the way that you are communicating with the customer truly positive? And it might have seemed positive to you, but things can easily be misinterpreted through text. Intentions can be misinterpreted. Tones can be misinterpreted. So what you thought was being generous may have been to her you being snappy, and you might not have just known it. And I'm not saying that that's the case, because there are some nightmare customers out there who just aren't happy about anything.
Oh yeah, some people you just can't please.
Exactly. But at the same time, without us knowing and seeing it, that might have been the problem. So things that you can do, Obviously, if you've already had a lot of communication with this customer and they've left that negative review, there's probably no going back on that one. I would evaluate how you talk to them and try to see if it's something that you can improve on in the future. If it was something on your end that was just, not coming across as you had intended. And obviously, you do have the option to message Etsy to see if you can get that review fixed, since you did offer a refund on something that you do not normally offer refunds on, and let Etsy know how hard you tried to please this customer. So that's what I would do.
Yep.
Um,
'Cause Etsy's not evil like everybody makes them out to be.
My problem with customers is language. I try my best sometimes, but I have to say no on their request. You never have to just say no. There are ways to say, you can say, unfortunately, I am unable to. There's no, shoot me any example and I can give you a way to say no without saying no. You don't have to say the word no. There's a kinder way to say no. So feel free to give me some examples if you're like stuck on a particular request, but there are ways to say no without saying no.
Right. And if there's a language barrier there, you said it was with language, then there's nothing wrong with asking them to clarify.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you're losing out on money if you're unable to take a purchase based specifically on something like language. So if you can get them to clarify, and if you still don't understand, then maybe turn it down. But I wouldn't turn it down right away if you don't understand what they're asking for. I would try to get them to maybe clarify.
Yeah, and you could
And if you're getting a lot of orders from people in one particular area that you're not accustomed to their language, maybe try taking up a few lessons on it, learning a little bit, because that culture is interested in your products.
Post and you can post in the alpha community too, if you use the
somebody
Facebook
might be able to help you, like, what did this person mean by that?
Yeah, or I'm about to send this message to this customer. Does this sound right? Does this sound kind? Would this come off the wrong way? Am I using correct dialect? There's ways that you can work around that. Feel free to utilize the group for that. Your mustache is distracting.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's there.
I can't even hardly see it on the screen.
I don't like it.
Too bad.
Get rid of it.
If y'all hadn't noticed yet, I'm growing out my mustache. I'm growing it down into my beard, and then I'm growing out my beard up to here.
I don't like it.
I'm growing it down. Doing the Viking thing, I'm Italian and Greek, so I'm gonna get that Spartan look going on, blonde Spartan.
Post in the comments, mustache or no mustache, and let us know. Mustache or no mustache.
It's not gonna be a full. Look at that.
He looks cute. Mustache or no mustache? Type in the comments. I need to know. I need to know if I'm just crazy. All right, let's see. I do exchanges only. Yeah, that's an option too, because at least you get the item back, and hopefully they can find something that they like. Let's see. I haven't had to deal with exchanges or refunds yet. Well, only one refund, and that was when I got an order during the fire and we got evacuated, but that has been it so far. I forgot to put my shop on vacation mode. Yeah, and I'm sure that the customer was probably very understanding. Luckily, I can do returns and exchanges. I made a lady really happy today by exchanging 2 shirts for completely different items. She insisted on paying me more, but I told her to take a review instead. That's awesome. Like, just saying, hey, you totally don't have to do, because I have people who try to tip me. I'm like, you totally don't have to do that. What would mean so much to me is if you just, left me an honest review, because you know that they're going to give you a 5-star if they want to pay you extra. Just don't even say a good review. Say an honest review, and then they will definitely give you a good review.
Overwhelming support of the mustache. That means you have to give me a mustache smooch on camera.
Yeah, that's the thing. They don't have to kiss you. I'm the one who gets my nose tickled. It makes me
If you like it, you keep it. That's right. And I take care of it too. I oil it, and I use my beard butter and my beard wash, and I take care of my beard. Get out of here with that.
I was thinking about doing that haircut where I shave the side of my head, though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you're
if you're wanting to get back into dating, go for it.
You see? I can't shave the side of my head, but he can have a mustache.
She thinks she's 14.
This is unfair, Mr. Moore, and now everyone knows it. The whole world.
I don't care. And this is an opportunity because I'm going to be full on growing my beard out. I know one of y'all's got to make beard charms. So
He wants one of those beads.
I'm gonna get a bead to put right in the middle of it. It needs to grow out like another 4 inches first. So.
He's gonna do a little beard bead. I want to get him some of those Christmas decorations that you hang in the beard.
Oh, it's not a double standard. She can't grow a mustache. Double standard would be the same thing.
I got a little mustache. All right. One example. Unfortunately, I'm unable to make this sticker as it is not my artwork, nor have I commissioned or had any permission from the original artist to use their art. Yes, that is perfect. That is awesome. And I've had similar, I've had to use similar requests for my keys where I'm like, oh, unfortunately, this design that you just sent me was a different key crafter. I am not going to recreate one of their products. Here's their link if you want to shop from them. We even have our biggest competitor was, we kind of ran them out of business. Whoops. Anyway, and we frequently get requests to remake their keys. And I still tell people no, even though they're out of business. I'm like, ooh, unfortunately, that shop is no longer in business. I am not going to recreate any of their original artwork, though. However, I could create something, here's a design I've done in the past that's kind of similar. Would this work? Is this, close enough? And, usually it is. Usually if they know that there's no other alternative, they're going to say, yes, that's fine. I can settle for that. Let's see. I remade one of my bird harnesses. Bird harnesses?
I just watched a video yesterday of a chicken harness.
Oh. That's a really interesting niche.
Apparently people walk their birds. I don't know if it's the same thing, but this one was.
I want a bird on a harness.
You want a chicken on a harness? Because you can walk chickens. That's totally legal.
I don't want it. It's totally legal to walk.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know if it was
probably not in city limits here.
I didn't know if
animals and whatnot.
I didn't know it was a matter of legality to walk a chicken. That would be embarrassing.
We can't even own them here.
Be real embarrassing to have a cop pull you over. Excuse me, miss.
They're gonna pull you over on a walk.
Yeah, they're gonna flash their lights and pull over. Okay, wait, we're not done with the question. We went out on a tangent.
Sorry.
Leathers for feathers. I remade one of my bird harnesses for our customer and provided a return label when I sent the new one. The old harness was never sent back. She now ignores my messages. Do I send a PayPal request? Ooh.
No, I remade one of my bird harnesses. Provided a return label when I sent the new one.
Did you
sent back? Yeah, you're probably never gonna get that back.
Did you refund her?
It sounded like they were gonna do an exchange, and she sent the new one first.
Don't ever do that.
Don't ever do that.
Wait until the item returns back to you. Don't ever send a new one. That's one of those things where unfortunately, I don't think that you're going to be able to do anything about it. You might be able to report the person depending on how you did the transaction. I know PayPal would cover you. You might be able to report the buyer to Etsy, but I don't know exactly how far it's going to go because I believe that even Etsy states that with returns, you need to make sure that you have the product back before you ship the new one. So,
Magically Eclectic asked if she could email me about tech stuff. Yes.
You would tell her your email address?
support@handmadealphaacademy.com.
There you go. Let's see. Why is it so hard to get people to do reviews? We have tips for you in the swipe files that you should have received if you came to the webinar on the 8th. So hopefully you did that. If not, you're going to have to wait till summer or until we finish the swipe file series, which we're still working on because we're busy. But Handmade Alpha Academy students, you guys have the swipe files. If you need those ASAP, go into the resources guide.
I'm still just mentally on this bird harnesses thing. I can't get off of it.
You just thinking
the thought of a bird on a harness is amazing. She won't let me get a bird.
We've got cats and a dog that
Anybody here own cats and a bird? Because you can totally do that. They play together.
Yeah, our cat Bubbers would kill a bird.
I don't think so.
Tell him no mustache in a kinder, gentler way.
Look, and this is Fire Queen. This is exactly why I grew it out. I've made my partner grow his out. He had a vague goatee without a mustache, and it looked odd. All of this being long looks super weird without a mustache. I'm gonna completely shave her head when she goes to sleep.
Ooh, I can do like a different color wig every single day. I would be okay with that. Like
And somebody was talking about you shaving your head and how hard it is to grow it out. Yeah, no, that's kind of one of the reasons why I didn't want her to do it in the first place, because I do it on both sides, and because of the way that I get it cut is exactly like what you would want. You have to completely shave it off for it to be even. You have to be bald for like a year.
Yeah, but then you get to see what I look like blonde because I'm naturally blonde.
You won't leave it blonde. You'll dye it even when it's short. I'm a cat lady. My cats will kill it. My cat won't. My cat is very playful.
Let's see. Do we have
anybody have cats and a bird? Beard, no mustache. Isn't that an Amish thing? Yeah, pretty sure it is, and it looks ugly.
Look, someone makes
on most people. Two cats and a parrot strictly separated at all times. Cats have bacteria that can kill the bird pretty quick.
There you go.
Well, I watch them play.
I'd send you some beard beads. Go full Viking.
That's kind of my intention. That's why I'm growing. That's why I don't have it cut to the sides of my lip, and I have this super like perv stash right now that's halfway down my face.
But then allow Starla to do with her hair what she wants.
Yeah, but she doesn't think this is ugly. She's just joking. I think that doesn't look good on her because she doesn't have the right head shape.
He said I've got the wrong head shape.
She does. Also, she has you got your ear.
Oh, that's true. That's the only reason that I would never do that. And I
don't even care about that. She's just self-conscious about it.
I don't really want to shave my head. Here's why. I don't think I've ever shown them this. This ear, can you guys see? Let me get head on.
So off topic, but we don't have any questions.
Ask questions. Can you guys see? This ear, the cartilage is like broke. Can you guys see it? It sticks out significantly farther than my other ear. And I can like flick it. If you guys ever see pictures of me head on, and that's why I part my hair this way. So fun fact, that's why I part my hair like that.
Starla has a big ear.
I have a big ear. I have one big ear. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just have a big ear.
That's the best part of these live streams.
They
said shave the other side. She doesn't part.
Shave the other side. Why didn't I think of that?
Think of that?
Why didn't I think of that?
Because she's right-handed, and that would just be weird.
Are we froze?
Growing out my...
Are we froze?
Are we froze? Can y'all still see us?
Oh, I don't know. Go find out.
No, it's still...
Yes, you're froze. You can hear us, though.
Can you hear us? Hold on. I fix.
Frozen. Let it go. Let it go. Oh, wait. I can't sing that. We'll get copyright strike.
Stop.
I sang it badly. Can hear but frozen.
Everyone, I fix.
Mr. Moore's fixing it.
Go away, camera.
We can see that we're frozen. Like, we see that we're not moving. Just sometimes we're, Honestly, there was a lot of stuff that I wanted to do, but my husband convinced me not to. Sometime I learned the hard way. Since it was for a tattoo, I was grateful for his advice. I have some radical tattoos that I don't think I'll ever regret. So as long as it's not anything, too crazy.
Well, I don't think we're getting video back. I'm not quite sure what happened.
What did you do, Mr. Moore?
I haven't done anything.
I mean, they can still hear us. My eyeballs look really, really weird. I'm like staring at the screen.
Tell you what I'm gonna do.
That's a unique feature. Just rock it. Yeah, my ears aren't pierced for that reason too, because one of my earrings would hang.
I can't unplug it because that's our audio.
It is our audio. What about deciding when to say no? My bestseller is an animal alphabet print. Letters with animals starting with that letter drawn next to them. Someone asked for the letter B with a flamingo. I would tell them, unfortunately, you already have your designs pre-created for print, and you cannot complete that request. It's starting to buffer. Yeah, but tell them that you already have your designs are pre-designed, and there's no way that you could possibly sit and create that special order just for them. Or say that you would be willing to do that, but you would have to do it custom just for them, and it would take a lot of time and put a huge price tag on it. Because then if they still want it, hey, you get a lot of money. And if they decide that they don't want it, then you don't have to worry about it. So That's another idea for you guys, is put a huge price tag on the things that you do not want to do or cannot do. That way, if they still want it, you get a lot of money for that request and it's more worth your time. Let's see.
Sorry guys, we're not going to get video back, unfortunately, so we'll probably cut this in a minute or two.
That's okay. I'm just going over questions to see if there's any last minute ones. Seemed weird to me, but should customer always get what they want? No. Customers should not always get what they want, because sometimes you as a handmade business owner matters. And not, here's the thing, customers don't always get what they want anywhere else. Customers don't always get what they want at Walmart. Customers can't walk into Walmart, take a painting that they found in the decor section and say, hey, I really like this, but can someone change it for me? Nobody's going to do that. You're not obligated to do that. You can give them more care than Walmart would, but don't break your back to give them support, you know? Just make sure that you're being kind and that you're showing the love, because they might come back for more items later. Let's see. Video is frozen. We can hear you. Got to go. You know how I sell feather pens? I kind of got obsessed, and now I have watercolor feather tattoo on my forearm. That's awesome, though. Let's see. Be a flamingo. Let's see. I do say I can do different animals if they want, just never had one that didn't match my usual branding before. If it's something that you're able to do, then, you know, maybe do it. Just, you don't have to post it anywhere.
We know, Maureen, our video is frozen, but we still have audio.
Yeah. I've had people request keys that were for sexual nature that are definitely different than what I would normally publicize on my social media, which is family friendly. And have I done any of them?
No.
I think I've turned them all down. Usually because of time, not because of bias.
We accepted one because they were a friend of ours, but they never ended up getting back to us, if you remember.
Yeah. So, you know, it doesn't have to fit your brand. If you're willing to take the order, just don't post it anywhere. You know, I wouldn't post a key like that on any of...
But we're all adults. We can accept other people's
what they're into,
fetishes, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously different for someone who wants a alphabet painting that is probably, you know, going into a children's room. However, similar story, different product. We have had weird requests like that didn't quite fit our brand, but it wasn't that we couldn't complete it. We just decided not to post it anywhere.
I'm curious. I remember you saying you had someone order a necklace and they disappeared. Did you ever find out what happened?
Nope. That was like over a year ago, and I still have the item in the envelope upstairs. We had someone place an order, and it got returned to us, and it said that the address didn't exist. It made it all the way to their town, but it said the address didn't exist. So we messaged the person. We found her on Facebook and messaged her. We messaged her everywhere, and there was just no response. Nothing. Not a single thing.
Her profile was private, so we couldn't tell if something had happened to her or not.
Yeah, and I've kept the order all that time. I still have it because, you know, I'm hoping that someday she remembers that she placed an order and that she didn't like die in a terrible accident or something. But I've kept it just in case.
When you sell thousands of orders, that's bound to happen eventually. But
yeah, it was. I don't know what happened to her.
Quit being spooky, everybody.
Quit being spooky. No being spooky. Okay. That happens to me. I never know what to do with the orders. I've got quite a few of them that I just kind of keep.
I never know if I should just refund them without getting a response.
You know, the only reason I didn't refund this girl is I knew her. She'd been a customer for a long time, and I knew that it was out of character for her to not respond to me. She wouldn't have done that unless something wrong had happened, and I was almost afraid to just refund that money, because if it was like a family thing, or, you know, you never know if she got like divorced or something. I felt safer holding it, and if she ever gets back to me, I will refund her immediately. But until I hear from her, I'm just going to hold her item, even if it's, I mean, it's been over a year now. So I don't know. All right, guys, it has been a very strange stream. We apologize that we've been frozen for probably about 10 minutes now, but that is okay. Next week will be better. Next week, we're going to be talking about 2020 goals. I think that that's going to be our topic for next week is good goal setting ideas and how to organize your goals for the new year. And then after that, we will not have a live stream the week after because it will be right before Christmas Eve. And we're going to spend some time with our kiddo. So we'll be off for a week and maybe 2 weeks, depending on what New Year's looks like.
We'll see. We don't know what we're doing yet, so.
But we figure you guys will need a little break too. So, all right, guys.
Beeping too.
Beeping? There's no
Shouldn't
beeping.
hear beeping. There ain't no beeping here.
No beeping. Beep, beep. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that these 5 little tips have helped. If they do, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Give us lots of love. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Congratulations to all of our Handmade Alpha Academy students who entered the course this past enrollment period. We have a lot of fun stuff planned for you guys over the next few months, and we have some awesome new videos that are going to be coming to the Academy that only you guys will have access to. For the rest of you, Handmade Alpha Academy enrollment will be opening again in June. I believe the 14th is the date that we have on the calendar. So,
Hey, everybody hear beeping.
Beeping.
I'll listen back to it and try to figure out what that was. It's probably a program on my computer that did this.
Very strange. All right, guys. Have a great week, and we will see you next Friday. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.